So this is question number 12 of homework 5. Felix chooses between water and all other goods. If he spends all his money on water, he can buy 12,000 gallons per week. At current prices, his optimal bundle is E1. Assume Felix's preferences satisfy the usual assumptions. Number 1, use the line drawing tool to draw Felix's budget line. Label this line L1. Number 2, use the 3-point curved line drawing tool to draw the highest attainable indifference curve. Label this curve I1. Number 3, use the point drawing tool to indicate Felix's utility maximizing consumption bundle. Label this point E1. So the first one, use the line drawing tool to draw Felix's budget line. Label this line L1. So to draw budget line, we need to know the income, the price of both good. Here we have one good is water, and the other good is just all other goods. On this chart, you can see that. But here actually we don't have to draw a very precise line. We just draw some line to illustrate, just to correspond correctly to the information provided in the setup. So the setup says that he spends all his money. If he spends all his money on water, he can buy 12,000 gallons per week. So that basically tells us that the horizontal intersection of the budget line with the horizontal axis is 12,000 gallons. So we can pinpoint that point first. So, and then if we also know the vertical axis, then we're done. We're just connecting these two dots. But we don't know that point for sure. But here, the information just tells us the horizontal intersection of the budget line. And as long as we keep that as 12, we're fine. So the vertical axis doesn't matter. I can put it anywhere. And probably will give me the right answer. So let me just put it right here. Okay, in the middle of somewhere. You can see we can put an arbitrary point as long as the horizontal axis is 12,000. So this is the L1, the budget line. So we're done with the first part. And second part, use the 3-point curved line drawing tool to draw the highest attainable indifference curve. Label this curve I1. So we know that the highest attainable indifference curve has to be tangent to the budget line, right? We can have a bunch of indifference curves here, here, here. The points which doesn't touch the budget line, they are not attainable, even though they have a higher utility, right? The indifference curves which are further to the origin have higher utilities. We know that. But those indifference curves which do not touch the budget line, they are not attainable. And those points which crosses the budget line, they are attainable, but they are not optimal, because we can make the utility higher by moving it outward, right? As long as we have the indifference curve touches the budget line, we're fine. So finally, the highest attainable indifference curve has to be tangent to the budget line. So now with that in mind, we can draw this indifference curve. So the first point, three-point, and the second point is here, and the third point, okay, So I'm just trying to make it as a so this is I1. I'm trying to make the I1 indifference curve here to be tangent to the budget line. It looks like it's tangent. As I said, my econ lab doesn't require you to draw a very precise line. As long as it's close, it will mark your answer as right. So we're done with the second part. And for the third part, use the point drawing tool to indicate the Phoenix utility maximizing consumption bundle. And basically, the maximizing consumption bundle is the point that the indifference curve is tangent to the budget line. So it looks like it's right here. Again, we don't have to be very precise. As long as it looks like to be right, I think we're fine. So this is U1. Alright, so we're done. Check answer. We're done. Okay. Oh, by the way, these two numbers, water and all other goods, they look very close. And it just happens to be the case. You don't have to be. You can draw an indifference curve here, so you have a higher amount of all other goods and lower amount of water consumption. And if you draw the indifference curve here, and then you will have a lower amount of all other goods and a higher amount of water consumption. Here just happens to be the close to each other. And then the other part, continue this question. During a drought, the government limits the number of gallons per week that he may purchase to 11,000. Discuss under which conditions his new optimal bundle E2 will be the same as E1. Equilibrium consumption bundle E2, so we have 5 choices here. Number 1 will be the same as bundle E1 if Phoenix substitution effect is larger than his income effect. We haven't talked about that yet, so obviously this cannot be the right answer. Part B will be the same as bundle E1 if Phoenix income effect is larger than his substitution effect. Again, this cannot be the right answer. Number C will not be the same as bundle E1 under any conditions. Not necessarily. We just read on. Number D will be the same as bundle E1 if Phoenix is initially consuming less than 12,000 gallons of water before the limit. This looks like to be the right answer because if his initial optimal bundle, the water is less than 12,000, sorry, the restriction here is 11, so we should choose probably E will be the same as consumption bundle E1 if Phoenix is initially consuming less than 11,000 gallons of water before the limit. I should have read it more carefully because the restriction here said 11, so the number should match that number. So we should choose E because if initially Phoenix consumes less than $11,000 of 11,000 gallons of water, then putting this limit doesn't have any effect because he can continue to consume the same amount and still meet the government regulations. So part E is right. Check the answer. Fantastic. All right, so that's it for this question.